Hi, my name is Michael Hicks, and for this week's discussion, we are talking about the market analysis summary for our aggregate company. So, touching on last we spoke, the option for a corporate aircraft is on the table, but you wanted additional information and additional aircraft to consider, which is perfectly understandable, and I agree with it. With that in mind, I have added a few different variables in there to make my recommendations. Maximum range and speed, how many people it seats, more importantly, the purchase price, and then the annual costs and hourly costs, not to mention the trip speeds. With those in mind, I came up with this list of 4 aircraft. First one is a Cessna Citation CJ4. Next is a Cessna Citation CJ3. The Piaggio 180 Evolution, and the Beechcraft King Air 350i. So now into the financial portion of these aircraft. On the left, you can see the purchase price of the aircraft. They're all within $2 million of each other, most expensive being the CJ4 at about $9.2 million, and then the King Air 350 at about $7.4 million. Now with the annual and the hourly costs, those numbers are based on a 20-year loan with 20% down and a 7% interest rate. So, as expected, CJ4 has the highest estimated annual operating cost because it's the most expensive aircraft there. King Air, even though it is one of the least expensive aircraft, it does have the third highest estimated annual operating costs. And with the hourly costs, as expected, most expensive aircraft has the highest, and then the least expensive aircraft has the lowest. Now that we have the financials out of the way, we can talk about the aircraft statistics. Now, I chose a 600 nautical mile trip for time and block speed because not all of our trips are within that range. However, the vast majority of them do fall around the 600 nautical mile mark. So you can see with CJ4 has the fastest, King Air has the slowest, and then with the block speeds, once again, CJ4 has the fastest and King Air has the slowest. Now with the max speeds, once again, same, CJ4 is fast, King Air is slow. But if you look at the Piaggio, which is the green part of the graph, the Piaggio is actually in close competition with the CJ3. And it's not too far off from the top speed of a CJ4, so that is something to consider. With the max range, both citations are fairly close. The Piaggio is bringing in the rear at the shortest range, and then the King Air has slightly more by 30 nautical miles. Now, as far as seating capacity goes, looking at our previous travels, we've only had 4 passengers on any particular flight. So the King Air and the CJ4, they both seat 9, which is more than double what we would need, but that gives us the opportunity to send more people to more locations on a single flight. Now with the CJ3, it has seating for 8, and then the Piaggio is bringing in the rear with a seating at 7. So looking at this, it's the cost to utilization comparison. The red line is essentially the cost for charter, and it goes by number of hours and amount of money spent. So I tried to keep my selections below that line where it was cost effective with the number of hours that we're flying. CJ4, it is the fastest aircraft and it's the most expensive, but it only comes in with 307 hours of total flight time. And with that in mind, you can see it's right on the edge of not being cost effective. It might actually be more cost effective to charter if we decided we wanted to purchase a CJ4. Now the CJ3, 20 more hours of flight time, but it is considerably more cost effective, and the utilization for it is actually paying for itself around 250, 275 hours. The Piaggio, once again, slightly more hours at 353 total flight time, but it becomes cost effective around 200 hours, and since it's 353 hours, As you can see, it's a very gradual incline. So with that aircraft, it gives us a lot of room to fly more, and we don't have to worry about going over budget with our aviation accounts. And then you can't really see it, but the King Air's line is almost identical to the Piaggio's. However, the King Air has about 60 more hours worth of flight time. Now, with everything taken into consideration as far as the price and speeds and total flight times, I feel that the Piaggio would probably give us the most bang for our buck, because it seems to be the most cost-effective option for us. Carries more than enough people, has a decent range, and it can complete all of the flights that we have in a decent amount of time. So I hope this information helps bring you closer to a decision and a conclusion on which aircraft you'd like to move forward with. Thank you.